back to my channel. I am so excited to have you here with me. We are going to dive into how to create a beautiful spring bridal makeup look. With this look, we focus on velvet matte skin, matte eyes with a beautiful nude glossy lip. So definitely like this video, comment, and subscribe because I'm going to be launching some more videos for you. We're first starting off with our Garnier Micellar Water. This is the plumping formula because we really want to prep and hydrate the skin to receive the makeup. Now, the foundation we're going to be using today is a matte formula. So we really want to take our time to cleanse the skin, hydrate the skin, plump the skin. And so as you can see here, I'm really just taking my time to cleanse her skin. Our beautiful model, Brianna, did come with makeup on, so we were cleansing her skin. Now I'm going in with the Max Fix Plus spray. As you can see here, I went in heavy with this Fix Plus spray because it provides more slip for me to apply her moisturizer. I love the Kiehl's 24-hour Ultra Facial Moisturizer because of the emollient consistency. It really allows me to give her a beautiful facial massage. So as you can see here, I am draining her lymphatic system by really sculpting her cheekbones, snatching her jawline, removing any extra fluid buildup in her face. This is a great opportunity for you to connect with your bride, for you to make her feel relaxed, make her feel pampered, and really just pour into her as she prepares for her walk down the aisle. So, of course, I'm using my hands, but you can use a facial massage roller. You can use facial globes. There's so many tools out there that you can use. Next, we're going to go in and hydrate her lips with the Laneige lip mask. This is my all-time favorite lip mask. It truly hydrates the lips and makes it really, really juicy and plump to receive the lipstick. So what I'm doing here is I'm removing any excess oils or product from her brows so that when we go in with the e.l.f. brow lifts, we can really lay her beautiful hairs down. Now, depending on my bride, if she has full bushy brows, we're definitely going to be using this. But if her brows are a bit more thin, then sometimes I will forego this step. But by removing the product buildup from her brows with that Q-tip, it really allows the brow products to lay down. Now, we're going in with our MAC Prep and Prime highlighter pen in the shade Peach Luster, and I'm using this fluffy Makeup Forever brush. My client here, Brianna, she has some hyperpigmentation from acne scarring, and so when you have a client that has a bit more texture or discoloration on the skin, you really want to take your time and color correct. And you want to do so in a very strategic way because you can easily add too much product on the skin, making the skin look very cakey and heavy. And this is a beautiful bridal look. We want to accentuate her features and make her feel like her best self on her wedding day. So we really want to take our time to color correct. Because we took the time to prep her skin, this highlighter pen is laying on her skin beautifully. And because it's water-based, it's not going to create too much texture on the skin. Now, Brianna has oily skin, so for an extra layer of protection, you can go with the Mayron Skin Prep Pro. That is absolutely amazing. So if you are using Milk of Magnesia, please stop using that and get you the Mayron Skin Prep Pro because that's really going to block out oil and it's going to prevent sweating. So I love to use it on all of my brides as well as clients who may be going through menopause because, they may experience, some hot flashes and sweating. So as you can see here, I am stippling this product in all the areas, and I absolutely love this highlighter pen. I used to work at MAC, so we used to use this all the time. They have various shades. It's amazing for mature skin and especially under the eye when you go in with, a brighter color like Radiant Rose or Bright Forecast. Now, I am actually using the NARS Soft Matte Foundation in the shade Tahoe. So when it comes to color matching, I usually will go a shade brighter than what I think my client's skin tone is. And when I go a shade brighter, I usually apply it in the center of the face because that's where we already naturally highlight. So I work with NARS foundations very often. And so I knew she was probably like Tahoe, maybe Macau. Macau was a bit richer. And honestly, Tahoe was the perfect match for her. Okay, so we're actually going to be applying this all over her face. And as you can see, I'm really taking my time to lay this product under her eye, and I'm working in thin layers. You always want to work in thin layers because it's easier to blend and move around. But also you can really kind of analyze and take a step back and say, okay, well, she needs a little bit more coverage here. So then you can go back in and add a bit more coverage, but always work in thin layers because you want to create that beautiful, velvety, soft, and radiant skin. Now, at this point, I could have switched my brush to a bigger, fluffier brush. Because this foundation is a full coverage foundation, I always opt for a fluffier brush because the fluffier your brush is, the bristles are more far apart and it's going to put down less product. So Brianna told me that she prefers a more medium coverage. And so I'm really protecting the integrity of her natural freckles. And I'm really just focusing and going in the areas that we need to. So around the jawline, that's where a lot of women of color have darkness and hyperpigmentation, as well as the discoloration on her cheeks. As you can see here, I did switch my brush and I am using a tapping motion. I am being very strategic about where I'm placing this product because I don't want to disrupt what I already laid down, which is that corrector. And oftentimes, depending on your skin prep, you can kind of irritate or flake up the ingredients from your skin prep. So I'm using a Paw beauty sponge and I'm working that product into her skin. Now you can use a makeup setting mist or spray to hydrate your skin or hydrate your sponge and then go in and press that foundation, and that's going to add another layer of longevity. When it comes to bridal makeup, longevity is absolutely key because your bride has to look fabulous all night long. Now she may book you for touch-ups throughout the night, but a lot of brides opt to not do that. So you want to be sure that you are working smarter and not harder, and that you are providing an amazing experience for your brides so that they will leave you a review and literally shout from the mountaintops just how amazing you are. I am a bridal beauty coach, and I do help bridal makeup artists gain clarity and confidence in their business. And one thing that is very, very important that I teach in my boot camp is that you have to attract the right audience. You have to engage them with your content, your email marketing, and then you definitely have to delight them with your amazing top tier customer service. So with this step here, we are using the same NARS Soft Matte Foundation, but we are using the shade New Caledonia. So I am using this to just add some dimension, depth, that warm, bronzy, beautiful spring glow. We are just sculpting her face gently and really just adding some dimension so that we can bring some structure to her face. So I am using the same brush that I used to put down her, the Tahoe shade. And so this allows for easier blending. I am working from an Artist Kit Company palette. It's an acrylic palette, and I love to apply my products on this palette and really just dip my brush in the palette. Because if you think about painting a wall, right? When you have your brush or your roller, you dip it in the paint and then you kind of roll some of that excess paint off because you want to go in with an even layer. So remember, when it comes to doing makeup, especially bridal, we want to work in thin layers. So by working from a palette, I can dip my brush in the product and kind of wipe some of it off so I have more control over how much product I'm laying down. Now, for highlighting under the eye, we went in with a brighter tone. This is the same NARS Soft Matte Foundation. This is in the shade Punjab. And so we are using a Cosette brush to brighten and highlight. And we did go very bright and extreme because we are going to be doing some layering of powders. But we really want to bring those features forward. This is a soft glam look. And so I am using a lot of makeup, but with the blending and with the approach to this application, it's going to look absolutely stunning and really, really soft in the end. So if you are a bride-to-be, I'm not sure if you are watching this video, but if you are a bride-to-be and you are looking for a soft glam look, know that a soft glam look is going to be a step up from natural. Okay, when you think natural makeup, think of your everyday makeup face that you would wear, say, to the grocery store or going to a Target run, right? When it comes to event makeup, you are going to wear more makeup than what you would for every day because the makeup has to be applied in a way that's going to last throughout the night. So if you are a bride, remember that. And if you are a pro makeup artist, that is something to consider too when it comes to educating your bride on how their makeup is going to look. So, of course, we're blending out her under eye concealer with the Paw Paw sponge. A lot of women will experience some creasing under the eye. But when you are using a full coverage foundation under the eye, it's definitely going to, such as the NARS Soft Matte, is really going to kind of blur out texture. And with us using a sponge to blend it out, it's going to ensure that there are minimal creasing as possible. We are going in with a brighter concealer. Now, this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger. And I'm using that same Cosette brush. And we're really getting in there. We're really getting into the nooks and crannies of the eye because we really want to, again, brighten this area and make her stand out. Now, next we are using a fluffy MAC 119 brush, and we're going in with the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder in the shade Almond, and we are pressing and setting her makeup, her foundation. Again, working in thin layers. Anytime you add a liquid with a powder, it's going to create texture. And so you really want to be strategic about your product selection because you can easily make the makeup look very cakey and heavy. And so my model here, Brianna, she's actually a professional makeup artist. She's worked with celebrities. She's worked with major brands. And one thing that she really loved about this makeup look was how soft it was. And so you can definitely create a signature look, something that you are known for. And I think that's super important as a makeup artist because there are so many talented people out there. But how are you going to stand out from your competition? How are you going to create what's called a blue ocean where the competition doesn't even exist? And people and clients flock to you because you are the expert and you are the GOAT when it comes to creating whatever you want to create, whether it's like flawless skin or smoky eye or vibrant, colorful, jewel tone eyes, whatever that look is, that aesthetic is. Practice, book models, serve your clients with excellence, and really perfect your skill set so that you can charge top dollar and you can attract the most dreamy clients. And that is going to allow you to have a peaceful and blessed business. And so as a wife and a mom of 3, this is something that I desire for myself, and most makeup artists desire it for themselves as well. Now, we did go in and kind of set a little bit of bake. We did the RCMA No Color Powder. I absolutely love that powder to really lock and set up or soak up any excess oil. And now we're going in with the concealer to sculpt her brows. This is my favorite trick that I love to do. Okay, the brush that I'm using is a MAC 242 brush. And as you can see here, I am actually carving out her brows before I go in and fill them. I love this technique because it allows me to design the most beautiful, sexy brow that looks natural but still looks snatched, right? I love when I have that perfect blend of natural and snatch. For her primer, we're using the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Land Low. I did go in with a little bit of that RCMA powder to kind of set that concealer in Land Low Paint Pot. Now we're using the far top right shade in the Juvia's Place Coffee palette. This is a beautiful brown tone, but it has a rosiness to it, and it's going to be the perfect backdrop for the lid color we're going to choose. The brush I'm using is a fluffy brush. You definitely want to be mindful of your gradients, so take your time to blend and ensure that this color diffuses into the brow highlight seamlessly. When it comes to bridal makeup, of course, there's going to be a lot of lighting and photography and film, and so you want to take your time to make sure everything is blended perfectly. This is the Makeup Forever Limitless Brown. This is an eye color or an artist color pencil. So you can use it on the eyes, lips. You can use it all over the face. And so I love this pencil. It is the perfect liner. It's the perfect for the liner for the eyes and the lips. So we're just creating a little bit of depth on her lash line, and we're going in with a chocolate brown shade from the Juvia's Place. I believe this is in the bottom row, it is the second shade, and I'm just using a pencil brush here to really diffuse that liner and set it with that powder to lock it in. So we're just creating a bit of depth, a bit of smokiness and sexiness. And I do apologize for the blur. I am still learning, still growing, but this content was just too good not to put out there. So I definitely wanted to share this anyway. Now we're going in with the Dusty Rose shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. And as you can see, those brown tones that we chose complements this shade very, very well. It's colorful, but it's appropriate for bridal because of how soft it is. It's not a striking color, but you can tell that it is a beautiful color. So I am doing a little bit of I'm not going to say a cut crease, but I am following the shape of her eyeball, and I'm using a very stiff eyeshadow packer brush because I want to lay that color down, baby. I want to lay it down. I want to make sure that this matte shade is opaque, and that is absolutely flawless. So go ahead and sit back and enjoy this amazing makeup tutorial. Oh, and what we're doing here is we're actually reinforcing that liner. So I did go back in with a pencil, that same pencil brush we used. Look at that shadowing. Like, oh, it's so flawless. So, so good. I absolutely love it. So, so dreamy. So yeah, just take your time, go through and add the dimension, really pay attention to those details because those details are very, very important. Now, this is the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Mocha. This is more of a warm brown shade because we want to keep the same color story. Now, you could go in with the shade Java on the tail end of the brow, but because we are using more mauve tones, kind of like some warm browns, I really wanted to keep that same color story. So I decided to go in with this shade here. Again, being very intentional about the product selection, to create an amazing color story so that it looks cohesive. That's really, really important. And I'm really focusing on the areas where she doesn't have any hair. And so I'm using my pencil to really fill in those shades. So pencils usually will grip and adhere to the skin. But if you have like a brow gel or a colored brow gel, the spoolie will place the product on the actual hair. So that's something to consider. But definitely when it comes to doing brows, I use at least 3 products. Yes, because we want to create a brow that frames the face beautifully. Outside of skincare and your foundation, brows are the second most important thing when it comes to your makeup because they can truly make or break the look. Of course, going in with the spoolie to distribute that color. And now I'm using that same Makeup Forever pencil in the shade Limitless Brown. And we're going to line her bottom lash line. Now, at the end of this makeup look, I did feel that I could have went in with the black to kind of add a bit more dimension, but it still turned out beautifully either way. And so the more experience you gain as a makeup artist, the more looks you will have in your arsenal. And of course, you'll have a signature, so you can kind of deviate from your signature a little bit to create new looks. But this pencil is absolutely glorious. It's super creamy. I love that you can use a sharpener, because I find that pencils that roll up dry up quicker. So I prefer a pencil that you can actually sharpen, but it glides. As you can see, I'm barely like touching her eye, and it's laying down that color perfectly. So I'm going in with the same tones we use on the upper lash line on the bottom, just to wrap that color around the eye, and really just accentuate everything. Now, her eyes are absolutely beautiful. They're big and bold. And so we wanted to stack some lashes today. Now, I love these Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 421. But as you can see with her eye shape, she can go with a more fuller lash. And so I wanted something that was really fluffy for her. And so I did go in and layer the Kiss faux mink lashes on top. And I focused that on the outer corner, because these lashes are longer on the outer corner. And I really wanted to create a more of a cat eye look and really lift her eye. But she's absolutely gorgeous. I love her ponytail. I love her complexion. I love her eye shape. Now we're going in with the MAC Studio Fix powder, and we are just fusing all of those shades together. I did go in on the perimeter with the NW45 and NW50 to add a bit more depth and warmth. And of course, we are adding blush. I did mix a few of the blushes from this Ben Nye blush palette. I love this palette. They have amazing colors. I will say you do have to go brighter than what you would normally choose, because the formula has a tendency to oxidize and appear much darker than what is represented in the palette. So I usually like to go a little brighter. We are melting all of those powders down with the MAC Fix Plus spray to bring more of a skin-like finish to her face. And as that dries down, I'm actually having her hold a fan to dry that quicker. I'm going back in with a clean Makeup Forever pencil. This is the same shade, Limitless Brown, and we are using this to line her lips. Again, we have some continuity. We have a seamless and cohesive color story throughout the entire look. So if you struggle with finding the right shades to complete your makeup look, find products that you can use on different areas of your face. So this pencil is formulated to be used on the eyes, but it's also formulated to be used on the lips. Oftentimes you will find a lip and cheek color, so you can use the same color on your cheeks as you can on your lips. So be intentional with how you shop for products, how you use them in your makeup kit, because it's all about working smarter, not harder. I'm just using a lip brush. I know this brush is from Morphe. I can't remember the number, but I am using this brush to diffuse that lip liner. And now we're going in with Burnt Spice, the Retro Matte Liquid Lipstick by MAC. I love this liquid matte lipstick because it is super long wearing. Even if my bride wants a glossy lip, I will still lay this down first, and then I will go in with the gloss, because it's going to reinforce that color and allow her to have a lip color on throughout the night. Even in the midst of kissing and drinking and eating, she's still going to have a little bit of pigment. Now the gloss may wear away, but again, she'll have that pigment. Now the Kryolan Fixing Spray is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I truly hope that you learned something. If you would like to learn more from me about how to build a profitable beauty business, look in the description box. I have something special for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.